All right, for more reaction to this incredible win streak from the Oilers, 14 straight victories after win over Columbus, here's Craig Button, our Director of Scouting. And Craig, what's most fascinating to me about this win streak, and specifically this win on Tuesday, Edmonton didn't have their best game on Tuesday, especially those first two periods, outshot by Columbus, and yet they still find a way to get it done, Craig.
Well, if you think about just the first two periods of this game, it wasn't very sharp by the Edmonton Oilers. But you win 14 games in a row. You're 22-3 in your last 25 games. And when you think about how much was broken with the Edmonton Oilers after that 5-12-1 start, nothing was working. The goaltending wasn't good. The defensive play wasn't good. The offensive players, very talented, weren't able to finish. And what looked like a real serious uphill battle to even make the playoffs or even make a push for the playoffs certainly has been put far behind them. That seems so long ago, it's almost like it never happened. And to win 5 games in a row, to win 10 games in a row, let alone 14 games in a row, requires your game to be in order in all the areas. And that's exactly what the Edmonton Oilers have been able to do. This is their 12th consecutive game giving up 2 or less goals. And when you look at their defensive play overall, save the first 2 periods of this game versus the Columbus Blue Jackets, it has been solid. They have squeezed teams from being able to get inside position and to get really good scoring opportunities. And in the first 2 periods of this game, Stuart Skinner was excellent. And again, sometimes you need your goaltender not only to be your last line of defense, but in the case of the Oilers, in the first 2 periods, their first line of defense. But everything is working well for the Oilers. And now that uphill climb isn't anymore about playing in the playoffs or getting near the playoffs. It's about home ice in the first round. And with games in hand on Vegas, I think that continuing their strong play in all areas of the game will give them a chance to have home ice when the playoffs begin. And I think that's really important for the Oilers as the playoffs begin. And when I say the playoffs begin, they can start telling everybody playoff tickets go on sale because the Oilers are going to be in the playoffs.
And you mentioned how great Skinner was in those first 2 periods. He's the first star of the game, and that's his 11th straight start with a victory. That is a new franchise record for the Edmonton Oilers, Craig, the franchise record of 10 straight wins previously held by the Hall of Famer Grant Fuhr. What can you say about how great Skinner's been over the course of this win streak?
Well, he has been great, and like the Oilers team when they started out so poorly, there was lots of question marks about Stuart Skinner. Oh, last year was just a flash in the pan. Oh, Rookie of the Year candidate, who cares? But Stuart Skinner, not like any goalie, but the vast majority of goaltenders, when you allow him to just lock in and not have to be concerned about backdoor passes, cross ice passes, breakaways, odd man rushes, goaltenders of his caliber are going to stop the puck and are going to be solid. And that's exactly what he has done. You watch him in the net now. He reads the play. He doesn't look like he's uncertain about what he's reading. His awareness is really sharp. And he doesn't have to worry about potential challenges from opponents coming from every angle and coming at all times. Really solid goaltender. He always has been. Last year was no fluke. He is showing, as the Edmonton Oilers are showing, that this is a good team with a really good, solid goaltender. And let's not forget, he took the reins last year as the number 1, and he ran with it. And probably fitting that he breaks the great Grant Fuhr's record of 10 consecutive wins with his 11th versus this Columbus Blue Jackets team.
Craig, if you don't mind, I'd like you to stick around because you are our special guest on the latest edition of the Insider Trading After Show. That's later in the show. Craig and I are going to talk about the direction of the Pittsburgh Penguins heading into the trade deadline.